You see that person who commands the room without saying a word? That used to be the exact opposite of me. I was invisible, but I found 5 tiny secrets that flip the respect switch instantly. You can start using the first one today. You know that person? The one who just walks into a room, and without saying a single word, the whole vibe shifts? They don't have to shout or wave their arms around. They just are. Everyone looks at them a little differently, a little more attentively. They have this magnetic, automatic respect. Want to know the craziest part? That used to be the exact opposite of my life. For years, I was what you might call clinically invisible. Seriously. You know those moments in a crowded hallway where 2 people are mid-conversation and they just flow around you like you're not even there? That was my daily routine. At school, I was the kid whose hand was never called on. At work, my suggestions seemed to vanish into the corporate ether. It felt like I was walking around wearing a permanent, custom-made ignore me sign. It wasn't just bad, it was exhausting. You try so hard to be heard, to be seen, to just get a fraction of the attention everyone else seems to get for free. You end up trying to be louder, flashier, or funnier, and you just end up looking more desperate. The harder I tried to grab respect, the faster it slipped away. It was a vicious, soul-crushing cycle. But then, everything changed. And I mean everything. I stumbled upon this almost secret playbook. 5 tiny, almost laughably simple shifts in my behavior. I was skeptical, to be honest. I figured to go from invisible to influential, I'd need a major personality overhaul. Maybe a new wardrobe, or definitely a new job. But all it took were 5 little tweaks. I started applying them. And the results? They felt like a literal magic trick. Suddenly, people who used to walk past me were pausing. When I finally did speak, people actually stopped talking and listened. They started asking for my opinion, leaning into the conversation, and treating my input like it genuinely mattered. The wildest part? I was talking less than before. I wasn't being mean or aggressive or showing off. I was just different. My presence had changed. These 5 secrets are the building blocks of what I call automatic respect. It's the kind of respect that people give you subconsciously because your behavior signals that you are someone worth paying attention to. It's not earned through achievements or titles, though those help. It's earned through quiet, powerful confidence. Now, before we get into the specifics, from the most basic physical change to the single most powerful secret weapon, let me clear something up. Real respect is nothing like the loud, attention-seeking performance we often confuse it with. Respect isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's not about being aggressive or showing off your bank account or your car. Those things might get you temporary attention, but they rarely get you genuine, lasting respect. Real respect is a feeling. It's like a quiet energy field you carry around. People feel it without being able to articulate why. It makes them feel calm, secure, and interested when they are around you. Once you learn how to cultivate that specific energy, that magic, your interactions, your career, and your entire social life fundamentally change. I've been testing and refining these 5 techniques for years. On myself, with friends who needed a boost, and even just watching highly respected people in action. They work every single time because they tap directly into primal human psychology. Our brains are wired to respect certain behavioral cues, and for too long I was sending the wrong ones. Today, we're going to dive into the first and easiest change you can make, but don't let its simplicity fool you. It's the essential foundation for everything that follows. We're going to start with the weakest secret and build our way up to the most powerful one. And the best part? You can use this first secret the second you finish watching this. No special training, no expensive courses, just a simple correction to how you exist in space. Get ready to go from invisible to undeniable. Pay close attention, because this first step begins the journey of fundamentally changing how the world sees you forever. It all starts with how you enter the room, and that is our next focus, the silent body language upgrade. Okay, so we've established that earning respect isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about projecting a quiet, undeniable confidence. And that starts with the very first thing people see, how you exist in space. Most people, the invisible ones, the nervous ones, walk around like they're trying to apologize for taking a bear. Think about it. When you're feeling unsure, what happens to your body? Your shoulders roll forward. Your head droops a little, you shuffle, and you take up the smallest possible amount of space. You are quite literally shrinking yourself. That posture is a non-verbal billboard screaming one thing: I am unimportant. Please ignore me. And the world sadly complies. The first essential step to earning automatic respect. The weakest yet most foundational secret is to ditch the apology and upgrade your body language. It's time for the silent body language upgrade. This upgrade has two main components that work together beautifully: standing tall and the power of slow. Look at people who are genuinely respected, regardless of their title. They all share one trait: a commanding physical presence. They don't stand like rigid robots, mind you. That looks tense and unnatural. They stand tall, relaxed, and open. Here's the simple shift. Shoulders back and down. Imagine a string gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears and gently pull them back just enough so your chest feels open. Head up. Stop looking at the floor. Raise your chin so you're looking straight ahead, meeting the world on its own terms. Take up space. Don't hunch over. Allow your body to occupy its natural, full footprint. Why does this work like magic? Because your body talks before your mouth does. Neuroscience tells us that people's brains process these physical signals instantly. When you stand tall and open, you signal confidence, capability, and control. They don't have to consciously think, wow, that person has great posture. Their subconscious simply registers, this person is important. Pay attention. It's a biological hack. Try it right now. Slouch way down. Now sit or stand up straight. Pull those shoulders back and lift your chin. Feel that slight shift in your internal feeling? That's your self-respect thermometer going up, and it's the exact feeling others pick up on. If standing tall is about how you hold yourself, the power of slow is about how you move through the world. Think about a nervous person. They rush. They talk fast. They walk fast. They fidget. They check their phone constantly. They rush their lunch. They move like they're perpetually running late for an appointment they can't afford to miss. This frantic energy screams, I am stressed, out of control, and my time is less valuable than everyone else's. Now, picture the person who commands respect. They never rush. They move with deliberate, unhurried grace. They speak slowly, pausing occasionally. They do everything like they have all the time in the world. When you move slowly, you project calmness. When you project calmness, you look like you are completely in control of your environment and your own schedule. And control, my friends, is highly respected. Imagine a meeting. One person rushes in, practically hyperventilating, slamming their laptop down, and blurting out their agenda. The other person walks in slowly, makes calm eye contact with a few people, sits down deliberately, and waits a beat before speaking. Who looks like the true decision maker? The slow one, every single time. Here's the hidden genius of slowing down. It forces others to wait for you. In a world full of noise, hurry, and immediate gratification, the person who operates at a slower, calmer pace becomes the magnetic center of attention. People lean in, they stop fidgeting, and they become curious because they know that when you finally do speak, it will be worth the wait. Your action step today. Try slowing down by just 10%. Walk a little slower to your car. Take a deliberate 2-second pause before answering a question. Don't rush your movements. Combine this new, unhurried movement with your new, tall posture, and you will instantly notice people treating you with more patience and respect. You're not just changing your speed, you're telling the world, my presence is worth your time. And that is the foundation of automatic respect. Now that your body is upgraded and your pace is controlled, we move to the secrets that govern your actual interactions with others: the confident gaze and the leaning ear. If these first two secrets, standing tall and moving slow, have already opened your eyes to how quickly you can change how people see you, imagine what a full month of focused personal power training could do. We're about to dive into the deeper secrets of interaction, but if you want the complete, step-by-step roadmap to overhaul your confidence and presence, you need my guide, 30 Days to a Better You. It turns these 5 subtle shifts into daily, actionable routines, helping you lock in self-respect habits that last. Stop waiting for respect to happen. Start building it today. Click the link below and grab your copy of 30 Days to a Better You. Let's make this transformation permanent. We've set the stage, you're standing tall, you're moving slow, and your body is now sending the silent signal of control and importance. That foundation is key. But respect isn't built in a vacuum. It's earned in conversation. And that's where we move to secrets 3 and 4, which govern your interaction with every single person you meet. The confident gaze, the eye contact trick. Most people are terrified of eye contact. I used to be the worst offender. When I talked to my boss, my eyes were glued to my shoes. When I spoke to a group, I looked at the wall or the ceiling. Anywhere but at an actual person. Why? Because looking someone in the eye feels vulnerable. It's direct. It says, I see you, and I am not afraid to be seen by you. And that fear is why most people look away. They look away at the wall, the floor, their phone. Any distraction becomes a welcome shield. Big mistake. Huge. When you refuse to meet someone's gaze, you're sending the exact opposite signal of the confident posture we just mastered. You are signaling that you are either untrustworthy or deeply insecure. And neither of those things earns respect. When you look someone directly in the eye, you communicate 3 powerful things instantaneously. Confidence. You are comfortable and own your space. Honesty. You have nothing to hide. Presence. You are fully engaged in this moment with this person. People respect confidence like crazy because it's so rare. But here is the trick. The subtlety that separates the confident person from the weird, unblinking robot. Don't stare. Staring is intense, aggressive, and makes people uncomfortable. The confident gaze technique is natural and easy. Look for 3 seconds. When you are talking or being talked to, look the person gently in the eyes for about 3 seconds. Break for 1 second. Then, casually and naturally, glance to the side, maybe look at their mouth or their ear for just a brief second. Return. Return your gaze to their eyes. This pattern. 3 seconds on, 1 second off, back on. Makes your eye contact feel comfortable, engaged, and genuinely human. You are maintaining authority and connection without being creepy or confrontational. I remember testing this on an incredibly challenging client. Usually, I'd fumble and look down when presenting. This time, I kept the confident gaze. Same presentation, same facts, but the client's whole demeanor changed. He actually listened, nodded, and asked respectful follow-up questions. The words didn't change. My projection of my own worth did. This small act of courage in your eyes is mind-blowing in its power. The leaning ear. Listen more than you talk. This secret sounds completely backward, doesn't it? How do you get respect by being quiet? In a world where everyone is fighting to talk, the person who masters listening becomes the most valuable resource in the room. Most people are terrible listeners. They aren't listening to understand. They are just waiting for their turn to talk. You can see it in their eyes. They are already crafting their next witty reply or anecdote while you're still mid-sentence. Respected people listen like champions. They use the leaning ear technique. The leaning ear means you are listening with 100% of your focus. You forget your own agenda, you forget what you want to say next, and you focus only on absorbing the other person's words, tone, and body language. How do you execute this powerful listening? Nonverbal affirmation. Nod slightly. Maintain your confident gaze. This nonverbal feedback shows you are engaged. Verbal nudges. Use small, genuine affirmation sounds. I see, interesting. These are not interruptions. They are signals that you are tracking. The deep follow-up. When they finish, ask a question that shows you truly heard them. So, if I understand correctly, the main challenge is X. Why is this a weapon for respect? Because every human being on the planet craves one thing, to be heard. When you truly listen to someone, when you make them feel like their thoughts, feelings, and words are the single most important thing in the world right now, you are giving them an immense gift. You are making them feel important. And when you make someone feel important, they will grant you their respect and their loyalty immediately. Try this today. In your next conversation, forget about your response. Just listen to understand. When you finally speak, you won't just be talking. You will be responding from a position of deep understanding, and you'll be shocked at how your conversational partner treats you differently. They will lean in to hear your words because they know you earn the right to speak by truly hearing them first. We are now ready for the final, most potent secret. The one that separates the merely respected from the truly powerful, the power play of quiet. We've mastered your presence standing tall, moving slow, and your engagement the confident gaze, the leaning ear. These 4 secrets have already taken you from invisible to instantly noticeable. But now we arrive at the 5th and most powerful secret. The ultimate technique that separates the merely respected from the genuinely influential. The power play of quiet, or the silence weapon. This is the move you use when the pressure is highest, when the noise is deafening, and when everyone else is losing their cool. Think about any moment of high-stakes conflict, drama, or chaos. A terrible meeting, a family argument, a workplace crisis. What happens immediately? Everyone rushes to talk at once. Everyone has an opinion, a complaint, or a solution they have to yell out right now. The room fills with a deafening cacophony of nervous energy, rapid-fire speech, and competing voices. In all that noise, nobody is truly heard, and the level of respect in the room plummets towards 0. But then there is the quiet person. The person who, in the middle of the storm, doesn't jump in. They don't interrupt. They don't even fidget. They simply watch and listen with a composed, calm demeanor. This intentional silence is a superpower. Silence is magnetic. In a loud world, silence creates a void, and human curiosity is naturally drawn to fill that void. When you refuse to engage in the chaos, people automatically attribute positive qualities to you. They don't think you're clueless. They think you are wise. They must know something we don't. Controlling. They are calm, so they are in charge. Strategic. They are waiting for the perfect moment. Your silence makes you an observer, positioning you above the fray. You are gathering data while others are losing credibility by shouting. You become the eye of the storm. How to master the silence weapon. This isn't about being mute. It's about being strategic with your words. The technique: wait for the washout. When the drama or argument begins, your first impulse will be to jump in. Resist it. Sit back. Use your confident gaze to watch the dynamics of the room. Use your leaning ear to absorb information. Let everyone else exhaust their energy and their opinions. Wait until the volume drops and the energy starts to fade. The pause of power. Once the noise dies down and people start looking around awkwardly, that's your moment. But don't speak yet. Take a deliberate, slow, deep breath. Let a couple of extra seconds of silence hang in the air. This draws all attention to you. Deliver the short, calm punch. When you finally speak, your voice should be lower, slower, and calmer than everyone else's. Your contribution should be short, concise, and focused on the path forward, not the past argument. I saw this play out perfectly at work a while ago. A team was locked in a brutal 15-minute shouting match about a project deadline. Everyone was flustered, red-faced, and yelling the same points over and over. One woman, the project lead, just sat there, quiet. She maintained a calm expression. She didn't say a single word while the chaos erupted around her. Then, when the energy finally sputtered out, she took that quiet, deliberate breath. And she spoke, her voice measured and calm. That was productive. Now let's try a different approach. 5 words. 5 simple words. Every head snapped toward her. The room went dead quiet. Why? Because her words, encased in a long stretch of silence, now carried the weight of gold. Everyone agreed to her suggestion immediately. Silence gave her words magnetic authority. This is the key. Respect is not given to the person who talks the most. It's given to the person whose words carry the most weight. Silence is what forges that weight. You can't use this every day, or it loses its power. But when the environment is chaotic, when the stakes are high, and when everyone else is rushing to talk, the one who stays quiet, collects themselves, and speaks last, short and calm. That is the person everyone will listen to. The deeper secret: respecting yourself. We've now covered the 5 powerful external signals: stand tall, move slow, confident gaze, leaning ear, and the silence weapon. But here is the real secret, the one nobody tells you about respect. You can't fake this stuff. If you are internally terrified and insecure, these external actions will just make you look stiff and awkward. The real magic happens when these 5 actions become an expression of something internal: self-respect. When you stand tall, you are respecting your body and your presence. When you move slow, you are respecting your time and your mind's need for calm. When you use the confident gaze, you are respecting your own worth by showing you deserve to be seen. When you use the leaning ear, you are respecting the person in front of you. When you use silence, you are respecting your words by making them rare and valuable. People feel the difference between someone pretending to be confident and someone who genuinely believes in their own inherent worth. It all comes down to this core truth, which is the final topic of our journey. Respect, the ultimate self-investment. We've arrived at the end of the roadmap. We've covered the 5 essential moves. The external signals that turn you from background noise into the center of attention. Stand tall, move slow, use the confident gaze, employ the leaning ear, and wield the silence weapon. If you apply those 5 things consistently, I can guarantee your interactions will change. People will treat you with more deference, listen more intently, and seek out your opinion. The invisible man will become visible, magnetic, and influential. But here is the final, most crucial secret. The wisdom that ties the whole system together and ensures your changes are permanent, authentic, and powerful. You see, the 5 secrets are just the symptoms of something much deeper. They are the visible tip of the iceberg and the real power. The massive, stabilizing foundation beneath the surface is self-respect. You simply cannot fake true confidence. You can put on a tall posture for a few minutes, but if you don't actually believe you deserve to take up that space, your shoulders will eventually slump, your eyes will dart away, and your nervous energy will seep through. People, especially perceptive ones, can smell the difference between pretense and genuine presence. The mirror effect. Respect in, respect out. Think of respect as a two-way mirror. The external world, your boss, your colleagues, your friends, will only reflect back the respect that you first grant yourself. Every single one of the 5 techniques is, at its core, an act of radical self-respect. When you stand tall and take up space, you are declaring that your physical presence matters and that you deserve to occupy this part of the universe. You are respecting your body. When you move slow and speak with deliberate pacing, you are prioritizing your inner calm over external pressure. You are respecting your time and your peace. When you use the confident gaze, you are affirming your own worth by saying, I am worthy of being seen, and I am not afraid to see you. You are respecting your value. When you use the leaning ear to truly listen, you are showing the generosity of an abundant person. Someone who is secure enough to put their own thoughts on hold for the sake of understanding another. You are respecting your capacity for connection. When you deploy the silence weapon, you are refusing to waste your breath on chaos and only speak when your words can truly add value. You are respecting your voice and your wisdom. This is why the system works so flawlessly. You are not just performing tricks, you are embodying a higher standard for your own existence. The shift from seeking to attracting. Before this journey, you were probably in the mode of seeking respect, trying to earn it through achievements, loudness, or proving yourself. This is an exhausting, desperate state that usually repels respect. Now, by applying the 5 rules, you transition into the mode of attracting respect. When you consistently treat yourself as a person of value, through your posture, your pace, and your careful use of words, you become a beacon. People don't consciously think, I should respect that person. Instead, their subconscious mind registers the signals of control, calmness, and integrity you are radiating, and the only logical response is to grant you space, attention, and deference. This shift means you no longer have to fight for attention. You no longer have to struggle to be heard. You simply are a respected person. Your final action step. The journey starts right now, but it doesn't need to start with all 5 secrets at once. Trying to change everything overnight is a recipe for failure. Here is your mission for the next 7 days, the ultimate self-investment. Pick one secret. Don't try to master all 5. Pick the one that feels easiest or the one that feels most lacking in your current life. Maybe it's simply standing taller in line at the coffee shop. Maybe it's slowing down your pace when you walk into the office. Make it non-negotiable. For 1 week, focus on applying that single secret every time you are in public or talking to someone. Notice the reflection. Pay close attention, not just to how you feel, but to how others react. You will see the magic happen almost immediately. That slight pause before someone responds to you, That moment where someone actually leans in to hear what you say. That's your respect investment paying dividends. I went from invisible to someone people genuinely listen to. I've seen hundreds of others make this exact transformation. Your friends, your family, your boss. Everyone treats you differently when you start treating your own presence with this quiet, unwavering respect. Start today. Pick your one secret. Invest in yourself. And watch the world reflect your value back to you.